Okay, before we begin, I'm really sorry for being late with these chapter reviews. I know I've been falling behind. It's just that I have a lot of schoolwork to do. My home was getting renovated and I've caught a little bit of a cold. So as soon as I get some extra time and feel a little bit better, I'll get the chapter reviews out ASAP. Also, another thing, I decided not to do a reaction video to the second Attack on Titan OVA. I know many of you guys wanted me to do so, but I don't know. I feel like this doesn't really contribute a lot to the story unlike the first OVA, so I'm gonna skip that one. Alright, that's basically it from the update, and with that being said, cue the intro. Hey guys, LunarSpawn27 here, bringing you Fairy Tail chapter 382, Alegria. So the chapter begins with Kyouka meeting with Demon King Marde Guile. She tells him that Operation Face has failed and Ezel and Franmouth have been killed. Marde then tells Kyouka that Seyla and Hellscore have also suffered the same fate. So it has been confirmed that Seyla is now down for the count. She's been defeated, she's been killed, she's no longer going to be revived. All because of a freaking punch to the back. Now, I know some of you guys are going to say that she was feeling exhausted, and yes, she was caught off guard by a surprise attack, but do you honestly expect me to believe that Seyla, in her demon transformation mode, unleashing her full power, who can easily defeat Mary Jane, was defeated by a freaking sucker punch to the back by Elfman in his Beast Soul mode, which by the way doesn't even look like a new Beast Soul mode, it looks like one of his regular ones. This was bugging me in the previous chapter, and now that it has been confirmed, yeah, this is complete bullcrap. So after hearing what happened to Seyla, Kyouka is really shocked over this, and maybe she does care about Seyla, but personally I don't really care because I think Hiramashima just added the Yuri undertones because, well, I don't know why, just because, I guess. Honestly felt like it was forced and completely unnecessary. Now, we actually learned the reason why Tartarus wants to eradicate all magic in the world, and it's in order to revive End. Now, they currently lack the curse power to revive him, so that's why they need to wipe out all the magic. So they can't revive End right now. So this basically confirms that Marde, the Demon King, is temporarily in charge of Tartarus until they revive End. He's basically second in command. Not only that, but it seems that Marde is the perfect tactician because even though Operation Face failed, he just called it a simple trifle, a minor bump in the road. It's not something that they should worry about, so he's got some sort of backup plan to wipe out all the world's magic. Not sure what that is as of yet, but it will probably be revealed later on. Whatever it is, it must be like another magic pulse bomb or something even stronger than Face. All of a sudden, these thorny vines appear into the room and they start to wrap around Kyouka. It turns out the vines were summoned by Marde, who decides to punish Kyouka for keeping a human and toying with her. Even though she tells him that it was all for getting information about Face, Marde was starting to believe that Kyouka is becoming too fond over humans. It even pains him to see his subordinates, or to think of his subordinates, playing around with creatures lower than bugs. And it's because of the pain that Kyouka caused Marde Guile is the reason why she's being punished. The vines start to wrap around Kyouka even tighter, digging into her skin, leaving cuts and bruises. Not only that, but also cracking her helmet. I gotta be honest here, I think this torture scene is kinda necessary to show how evil and sadistic that the Demon King Marde Guile is. Not only that, but I think Kyouka kinda deserved it. I mean, if you think about it, her torturing Erza to obtain information on where Jalal is, to get the third key to unlock Face, it was kind of pointless in the end because it was all thanks to Crawford that they were able to find Jalal and get the third key. Also, I never liked Kyouka, so seeing her being tortured like this, it's kind of satisfying really, especially after what she did to Erza. And yet, despite being tortured, Kyouka thanks Marde for the lesson. We got back to Natsu and Lucy, who were looking for Gray and Mira Jane. Oh, and if you're wondering about her torn up shirt, she used whatever fabric was left over to wrap around her chest. Sure, why not? I mean, she could have just summoned Virgo to get her another shirt, but hey, better than nothing, I guess. Suddenly, they're interrupted by Warren, who is using his telepathy magic to contact every single Fairy Tail member. Yeah, remember Warren? Remember the fact that he could use telepathy? Yeah, I don't blame you if you guys don't remember him. Anyway, he lets everyone know that Mira Jane is safe, and him, Jet, and Joy are with her, Lisana, and Elfman in Hell's Court. As for what happened to Lami, I don't care. I'm just glad she's gone. She probably passed out on the floor or something. Lucy then uses Warren's mind link to let everyone know that Wendy and Charles stopped Face, and then Happy, using the mind link, lets Makarov know about releasing the light. And Makarov instantly knew what he meant by releasing Lumen Histoire. So it has been confirmed that Lumen Histoire was the light that Hades was talking about. But before they can delve even further about Lumen Histoire, giving us readers some new info about it, Warren starts to scream and clutches his head in pain, and it turns out it was caused by the Demon King, who has intercepted Warren's telepathy. So yeah, the Demon King's a telepath. Makes you wonder what else can this guy really do. Marty then introduces himself to Fairy Tail and tells them that they won't even live to see tomorrow. Thus he activates Alegria, which transforms the entire cube island into Brute Grim, a giant prison monster. Okay, I gotta admit, that's actually pretty cool. During the transformation process, most of the Fairy Tail members get absorbed and trapped into this substance emitting from the ground, ceilings, even on the walls. Not soon Lucy starts falling down towards God knows where, and it looks like that Lucy was getting sucked into something. They both try to hold on to each other, but they get separated. Gray and Erza also get trapped into the sticky substance, but Minerva wants to continue with her fight against Erza. It seems that Fairy Tail weren't the only ones getting absorbed by Alegria, but also Tartaros' soldiers. But as you expect from Marde, considering he's a cold-hearted, sadistic demon king, he doesn't care that his subordinates are getting sealed as long as every single human in Tartarus gets trapped by Alegria. Oh yeah, and half of Kyouka's mask was completely broken, actually showing as part of her face. Now that the process has been completed, every single member of Fairy Tail, as well as Tartarus' soldiers, were sealed into Brute Grim, minus the Kyuukimon, of course. I was wondering if this technique only affects humans, because if that's true, then the Tartarus soldiers have to be human. But that doesn't make a lot of sense, considering that Marde despises humans. So maybe you have to be in contact with the surface, whether it be the ceiling, the walls, or the ground, in order to be trapped into Brute Grim. We cut to Silver in a room saying that Marde's curse, Alegria, was boring. You know, him calling a Demon King's curse boring makes you wonder what kind of curse abilities this guy has. We know he can use ice, but we haven't seen the full extent of his curse abilities. Not only that, but he also said that he wouldn't have had a chance to use it again. Well, that was the manga stream translation. According to another translation, he stated that he and a certain someone will most likely never meet again, obviously referring to Gray. But all of a sudden, him, Marde, and Kyouka sense something, and it turns out that someone managed to escape Alegria. According to Marde, someone escaping the clutches of Alegria, in terms of percentages, is a 1 in a billion chance, so someone must have incredibly dumb luck. Personally, I don't buy those odds because this is just trying to hype up Alegria, Marde's curse ability. I mean, seriously, 1 in a billion? Really? Anyway, the chapter ends with the reveal of the one sole person who has escaped Alegria and is now left alone in the gates of hell. And that person is Lucy. Fairy Tail's fucked, aren't they? I kid. So yeah, that was Fairy Tail chapter 382. What did I think? Honestly, I thought this chapter was okay. I honestly felt like Marde was being portrayed as one of those stereotypical, cliched villains I usually see in several anime manga, but I didn't really mind it because this chapter shows how evil and sadistic and cold-hearted this guy can be. I mean, what do you expect from a Demon King? Especially the scene when Marde was punishing Kyouka. I know some of you guys are gonna call this scene one of those fan service moments courtesy of Hiromashima, but personally I don't care because I don't like Kyouka, and seeing her getting tortured like that was kind of satisfying because you know what they say, what goes around comes around. Now, even though Marde has shown some potential to be a really good villain, at least until End gets revived, I don't want to get my hopes up considering how every single villain in Fairy Tail gets defeated, so I'm kind of wary of how this might might turn out in the near future. I thought Alegria was kind of cool when the cube turned into a giant prison monster. However, the scenes with Fairy Tail getting captured by Alegria reminds me of the Edelus arc where the entire Fairy Tail guild, minus Natsu, Lucy, Wendy, and Mystagon, were captured and taken away into the alternate universe Edelus. So knowing that, you know that Fairy Tail will obviously break free from Alegria somehow. As for Lucy being the only one who has escaped Alegria, I really don't know how to feel about this. I mean, I know she's one of the main characters, so that's kind of understandable, but compare her to every single main character in Fairy Tail, she's the weakest. I mean, we saw her several months ago trying to take on one of the demons from Tartaros, and she got her ass kicked. Not only that, but Natsu was there to help her when they were fighting against Franmouth. So if she hypothetically ran into another member of the Kyuukimon or another demon in Tartaros when she's trying to figure out a way to escape, how will she defeat a demon all by herself? Even though she might try to free the Fairy Tail members, I'd say the most likely option for her is to escape Cube, because if the only way to free them is to defeat the Demon King, she's kind of fucked, so she has to escape. Oh, and as for how she escaped Alegria, I'm assuming it's because while she was falling, she didn't come in contact with the floor or the walls or the ceiling. Natsu must have come in contact with the surface, which is probably why he's also trapped. And let's say Lucy does escape. What is she going to do? I mean, she can't release the light to Lumen Histoire because she doesn't know what Lumen Histoire is or where it is. Maybe she'll get some backup consisting of either Guildarts or the rest of the guilds in Fiore. You know, with Lucy being the only one left, this might give her an opportunity to get some well-deserved character development. Because let's be honest here, the only time she ever gotten some well-deserved character development was the beginning of the 7-year time skip when she learned that her father died. Not to mention in almost every single fight that she's in ever since the time skip, she always had help from someone. And I'm not counting Celestial Spirits because that's part of her magic. And I'm not counting her fight against Flare in the Grand Magic Games because Raventail cheated. So maybe, just maybe, seeing her do something by herself might actually make me like her more as a character, because as of right now, I neither hate her nor like her. I'm kind of in between here. And also the fan service moments in every single chapter that she's in doesn't help, hero. Also, I was kind of bummed out that some of the fights that were happening in Tartaros were interrupted, especially Gray versus Keith, because I really want to see what Keith's curse ability is. And there was also the Erza versus Minerva fight, but this is the third time that these two fought, and even though I kind of want to see what new demon powers that Minerva has obtained, I stopped caring about this for quite a while. The first time they fought, Erza won. The second time they fought, it ended in a draw. Third time that they were going to fight, it ended in a draw once again. Since it's obvious that Fairy Tail is going to get free eventually, they're going to continue with their fight, and honestly, I just stopped caring. Because despite the power-up that she's gotten, Minerva will get her ass kicked by Erza. I just know it. So overall, there were some parts of this chapter that did kind of bug me, but it was still a decent read at least. So the next chapter is going to be called Surfing Lucy. You know, the title does state the obvious, but it might be something entirely different. Maybe Lucy is going to escape somehow. Hopefully not by surfing, because that would be kind of weird, but hey, who knows what's going to happen. So yeah, that is Fairy Tail chapter 382. Tell me guys, what did you think of this chapter? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Any thoughts you have on Marde Guile, the Demon King, and what are your thoughts on Lucy being the only one left standing after Alegria? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like the video if you like it and subscribe to more videos. Also be sure to check out my Facebook fan page and Google+. So yeah, that's Fairy Tail chapter 382. I'm Lumen Histoire 27, and I will see you guys later. Bye.